that'll move us into our next topic, which is the preseason week 1. We got the rookie quarterbacks we wanted to really discuss and touch on the most, which we'll start off with Trevor Lawrence. So he went 6 for 9, 71 yards, 1 fumble, 2 sacks, 90.5 rating. So it's not too bad.
And small sample size. I mean, and that fumble was as he was going down on the sack, he landed right on it. You know, it's not like it wasn't as bad as Justin Fields' fumble that which we'll talk about. But like, I don't know. I won't even count that fumble against him. Really, he got plucked a little on his way down. Landed right on it, but like it was a small sample size for Trevor Lawrence. We didn't really get much from him, but did good. He did good.
He looked good. I give him credit where it's due. You know, I'd love to see what's gonna happen when he like goes up against a lot of these, you know, just like real time players kind of thing, real time action. But for his first like actual, I guess NFL start, if you want to call it that, like wasn't bad. Again, the small sample size.
I think that sack fumble was the first play too. Actually, that was his first time getting touched. So.
Yeah, so you just had to get it out real quick.
Yeah, I get it.
I get
it.
Nah, yeah, my bad. I'm just reading off the stats. He's lying to me, you know what I'm saying? Nah. But Mac Jones, number 2 for the Patriots. Everybody wants to gas him up as next Tom Brady.
No way.
I mean, 13 for 19, 87 yards, 1 sack, 78 rating.
He was completing passes, I guess. You know what, though? He had a ball that should have been a touchdown. That was a beautiful pass on his end. And it kind of, like, it was great defense at the same time. Like, wide receiver kind of just wasn't... I don't think he expected that good of a ball to be thrown. So, it was one of those things. But, I mean, he's going to have a huge battle with Cam Newton. Because Cam didn't look that bad. And he's apparently been looking pretty good in, like, training camp and everything like that. So, it's going to be interesting to see who kind of gets the start. I still think that Mac Jones will end up being the starter by, like, week 4. And that the organization definitely does believe in him. And, you know, for him going 13 for 19, they let him throw the ball 19 times with the time that he had. So I think they expect something from him having like a cannon of an arm. So we'll just, you know, it's another player. He's got to get that. I
feel like his arm's not as explosive as the rest. I feel like he's probably more towards the end of the pile in these quarterback.
I think he's going to surprise a lot of people with his arm. Yeah. Like, he's a pretty accurate passer, to say the least, but he's got something in him where he can get it downfield. And, I mean, I'm not going to say he's like a one-dimensional quarterback. Like, he can kind of throw on the run. He's good in the pocket, but if there's a strength for him, it's got to be his arm. It's definitely not his legs.
This would be a nice quarterback competition where Belichick can come out and say, hey, it's an active competition. That would be valid.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
As opposed to Urban.
100%. But another quarterback that was kind of slinging it, Trey Lance, 5 for 14, 128 yards.
There's another one.
Had that bomb of a touchdown. Yep. Jimmy G against Trey Lance. That'll be a good one. I think it's same thing with Cam Newton. They'll start it out, Jimmy G.
I think all of them should do that. We're about to talk about Justin Fields after too, and I feel that's different. But
there's exceptions.
Yeah, because Gardner Minshew's not a vet.
Yeah, exactly.
To put him behind,
younger.
You might as well just go. Yep. Justin Fields has Andy Dalton, Trey Lance has Jimmy G, and he has Cam. So it's like, it makes sense to do that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Trey Lance, though, he kind of did surprise me a little bit. Like, he showed off the arm strength more than I think any other quarterback, especially, like you just said, with that bomb of a touchdown. But he's lucky, you know. He has the running bailout. Like, that's a run-heavy team where they're not going to really count on him to use his arm, but when they will, he's going to be able to get the job done. Like, I think the most important thing for them, though, is they got to really figure out, like, you know, I think there's 2 quarterbacks that, although they could be in a good competition, they could start, like, game 1. Like, Justin Fields being one of them over Andy Dalton. I think Andy Dalton's just a true backup quarterback. I hate to say that. Like, he had his time, but he's on the older side now. I think you have to give it to Justin Fields, especially.
No, I agree.
He looked good in that preseason game.
Yeah, like if you want to transition Justin Fields real quick, like he looked great. Like playing wise, it looks like he's ready, right?
I'll read your stats.
But we don't know.
You want stats real quick?
Yeah, hit us with the stats.
14 for 20, 142 yards, 1 touchdown, 106.7 rating, 5 carries, 33 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble.
And you know what? The other thing is, what do these teams have to lose? Actually, I take that back. San Fran's got a lot to lose. They could have some potential to kind of be one of those shocking teams. But for Chicago, I mean, the expectations are on the floor. Like, offensive-wise. Like, defense, your defense stacked. Like, that should always be good. It always has been good. But they have the opportunity to actually throw in Justin Fields to the Wolves right now, which some people might be against, but some people really might be for.
I was going to say, there's two ways to look at that. Yeah. But I don't think either are wrong. It's just
and I don't really know if it's thrown into the Wolves the way that he looked. Like, he looked very comfortable in that game.
That's what I was about to say, though, is that, like, on the field, it looked like he's ready to start, right? But we don't know about in the locker room. We don't know about leadership-wise. We don't know about play calling, play reading, like, stuff like that. Like, we don't know if he's ready just yet from the behind-the-scenes stuff. So that's why the coaches are making that decision, not us. But he did look good playing-wise. But that's why it could be good to give Andy Dalton a couple weeks. Because, like you said, what do they have to lose?
Yeah.
What do they have to win?
Yeah, also? That's very true.
So it's like, why throw him out there if he's not completely comfortable in his skin and out on that field?
So would you leave it up to him if that's the case? Like, would you go up to Justin Fields and be like, hey, we want to give you the start week 1, are you ready?
If everything checks out from what the coaches evaluate, and then obviously if he said, no, I'm not ready, then you got to readjust what you evaluated. But, like, yeah, I mean, if everything checks out for the coaches, I would give it to him as long as he wants it ready. Yeah.
I think it's a little bit different in San Fran for Trey Lance, just simply because their defense is incredible. They got a lot of weapons on offense, and like I said, they're in a very tough division where if they can get off to a good start, they're going to be good. And I think a game manager, I guess, is what you can call Jimmy G, because that's, he's nothing insane. He's not bad either, though. But just to be able to kind of have him play the first 4 games, so they go like 3-1, like, and then you let Trey Lance go, like, at least you give him a little wiggle room. Like, okay, if he loses 2 straight, then Jimmy, you're going back in, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I wasn't even saying that as in, like, I disagree with what you were saying. I was just providing, like, there's some nuance
both sides
there, you know
of it.
what I mean? There's some nuance
100%. 100%.
Yeah, and then the last quarterback, Zach Wilson.
Let's talk about it, Russo.
6 for 9, 63 yards, 86.8 rating. Listen, he didn't...
Small sample size again.
Small sample size. He didn't throw any bombs. He didn't go crazy. He did what they asked of him, and that's get the ball in accurately, get it in fast, let it go, and just play good. You know what I'm saying? Don't turn the ball over. That's exactly what I did. And you saw in some of those throws where he can make them all.
Yeah, 100%. Zach Wilson impressed me, man.
Me too. I told you before the show.
Very exciting.
Yeah, me too.
I thought that the drive where he kind of got them down and kicked the field goal in the very beginning, that was a great drive. Yeah. That was a great drive. He looked very well put together. He was completing passes. I think he forced like one bad throw on that 3rd down. I think
on slant.
Yeah, on that slant.
He threw it low though.
Yeah,
so he knew it was like either you're getting it or nobody is.
Exactly,
which is good. You know?
In my head, it's like
he locked into Corey Davis.
Yeah,
that's his comfort.
Big time.
Blanket.
But that's great. That's fantastic. That means he's getting comfortable in the offense.
It was the 3rd down, wasn't it? Yeah. So he kind of had to take a shot.
He was getting rushed, 100%.
He also, like I said, he put it kind of in a spot where it really wasn't going to be.
But my whole thing was that wasn't getting a first down for him. Yeah, that wasn't getting a first down. He was getting tackled like 4 or 5 yards beforehand, and that's when it's just like, bro, it's the preseason, like. Just throw it.
Though,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all right. Like, you could, if you're throwing it into, like, tight coverage or something, like, what's the worst that happens, bro? You get picked off. Like, you're the starting quarterback of the Jets.
Yeah,
all right,
there's nobody behind
you. You won that, bro. Yeah, there's literally zero behind you. Like, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Kind of thing. Because if in the middle of the season he's throwing that slant route and the guy's falling 4 or 5 yards beforehand, New York media isn't going to like that. Well, now you're going to hear all about how he doesn't take shots and how he plays too comfortable or he's like plays scared ball, like kind of thing. It's just like, bro, like this is your chance right now to actually be able to throw those picks and no one's going to judge you at all.
Well, that's what he did. That's what he did last week in the green and white scrimmage.
Yep.
And everybody was like, "Oh, he's not ready. He looks bad. This, that." And he literally came to media. He said, "Listen, this is practice. Yeah. I'm going to try things to see if I can do them.
Yeah.
A couple of them didn't work, so I'm not going to do them." Like, he literally explained it to the media.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Ooh, like, it's obvious." Like, I mean,
it's the New York media, though, bro. They're all sitting there
just,
they want to eat him up so bad. Everybody does. Everybody does.
So it's just, I mean, at least he understands it. And he looks good. Exactly. He looked good with it. But, quick question on all these quarterbacks, and I think I can confidently say this.
Here we go.
No, with all of them. Don't worry. Nah. But I think I could actually say this with all of them. I think they all pretty much landed in a great spot.
100%.
I mean, I was questionable. I love Justin Fields, but I was questionable with the Bears.
Yeah, real quick,
I think he can fit in real well.
I thought you were going to say, with all these quarterbacks, man, I'm just saying, Zach Wilson looked the best. That's why I looked at him. I was like, here we go.
I said it'll be reasonable.
But no, continue. I'm sorry.
I did think they all went in a to a team that is going to help
They
them
landed
grow
in the
and be
places they needed to be. I
They
agree
did.
100%.
And I think they all pretty much have some decent weapons too.
Yeah.
Like a good,
Yeah, like, think
Jets
back-
went out and got Corey Davis and what's his name?
And
they get- who else
Elijah
they get?
Moore was the rookie.
Yeah.
That he brought in.
Yep.
Everybody's raving about him, so that's great
Yeah.
as well.
And then Justin Fields has A-Rob and
David
fucking
Montgomery running back.
Yeah.
He got the other wide receiver. I always forget.
Yeah, me too. I'm blanking now. I had the point and then now I'm
Yeah.
blanking. But the Niners have a lot of young receivers too
As
that
well.
are speedy guys,
Debo.
like real good. Yeah, Debo and all them.
Brandon
Um,
Ayuk,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
So
guess
they all
Trevor
got
Lawrence is kind of the oddball there, huh?
Yeah,
Honestly, is he though? Is he
Yeah.
really? Because
I mean, they
have
got some guys.
James Robinson is one hell of a
James
bailout as a
Robinson,
running back,
Travis
definitely.
Etienne.
Yeah, and dude, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's got his
But-
boy with
but
him.
what
Like
about,
it's like since his freshman year of college, he's got his dog
Outside
with him.
though, they got Chenault and
I
They
love
do have
Chenault.
Chenault.
I do too.
I love
I do
Chenault,
too.
bro.
I love
him.
him.
So I mean,
he's a dog.
and he's
But, like,
versatile, bro.
But,
Like
but
they
they've
could
got
go on
guys
with
that,
him.
that need to prove something still.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
exactly.
getting at.
I agree with that.
They have a lot of potential there. In
But guess
that
what?
receiving group.
They've probably got the most talented quarterback out of all of the people that we just mentioned to make
Yes.
them look that good.
Talent?
Yeah,
Yes.
talent wise,
Yeah.
like that's
How
the
it pans
guy.
out is one thing, but
You know,
yes, he
Tom
definitely
Brady
has the
can
most
make
talent.
freaking anyone look good. Let's see if Trevor Lawrence has some
That's
of that
true.
in him, kind
That's
of thing,
true.
where
Yeah.
he can
Yeah.
bring something to the table that's going to make these players like play with more confidence, look better.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I like
And
that.
I truthfully can't think of any other time we had 5 quarterbacks go out in the first round and they all seem to fit in their
Yeah.
team.
It never
Yeah.
happens because
Like,
you think about the year with
yeah.
Lamar and stuff. Like, where did Josh Rosen go? And I was big on
Exactly.
Josh Rosen. I loved
And
him,
Sam
man.
Darnold, I mean, I know the
Yeah.
Jets were terrible. 100% of the Jets. I still blame him. I get it. But, like, he still didn't show enough. And now he's bouncing to another team trying to fit somewhere else.
And
Like,
he's
he
not
didn't
even
fit.
looking good there.
Yeah. So, it's crazy that you could break down each one and each one fit into exactly what that team was doing.
Exactly what they needed.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
very
it's pretty
crazy,
great,
They
yeah.
all made some good decisions. It seems like.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Which, like
Yeah.
I said, could be the first time. How many times we drafted 5 quarterbacks first round? They all seem good in their teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they landed.
Yeah.